if you had asked an ordinary Cameroonian to write President Paul Biya's speech, the reality of the day-to-day Cameroonian, whether those in the second class or those in the trenches, those in the gutter, those at the ghettos, they will tell you one simple song that things are not moving the way the speech is. And to even get things more funny, the same people who write the speech of President Paul Biya are pictured or film themselves listening to the speech like they are taking down note, of which they already know what the reality is. Let me be fair with you. Our streets in Cameroon, in fact, President Paul Biya is right. He doesn't move to the streets of Cameroon. He doesn't visit Cameroon, the regions of Cameroon, so he will not know the problems. When last did President Paul Biya visit 2 or 4 regions in Cameroon within the last 8 years that he won the presidency? When last? President Paul Biya won a presidency in 2018, or won, or was given, or was awarded, whichever. Some of you may want to argue, use those adjectives. Whichever, he's the president of Cameroon. When he was inaugurated as president of Cameroon in 2018, after the October election, which region did President Paul Biya go to? Apart of being in Yaoundé, shuttling between Yaoundé, Vomeka, and the presidential palace, and most of the time out of Cameroon. The only time that President Paul Biya left his presidential palace was to go and cast his ballot in this October, just ended October 12th presidential election. He has not been moving, so he doesn't know the realities of Cameroonians. Even if he was moving, he would have even seen it along the way. But he doesn't. Our streets from Douala, Yaoundé, Bedouin, Bamenda, Limbe, whichever region, area you want to call, they have been captured. In fact, they have been kidnapped by piles and mountains of debris and dirt that have blocked main roads. There are some roads that are not passable now because of dirt, mountains of dirt. There are roads that are not passable. As I'm talking to you, his ministers know this, his directors know this, his DGs know this, his supporters know this. The speech he made is a contrast of the reality of Cameroonians. Electricity, he enumerated the dams. But to be more fair and very accurate, our electricity is erratic, epileptic. In fact, it is, I don't know the adjective to use, that people will have their major neighborhood in Douala that goes for days and weeks and months without electricity. The commercial hub of Cameroon, Douala. There are villages that have been without electricity since 1961 reunification and independent, or 1960. There are regions of villages and towns that have been for 2 years without electricity, 9 years without electricity, 8 years without electricity, as I'm talking to you. So what electricity is President Paul Biya talking about? There are, in fact, villages for people to have electricity now, they will have to go and protest and block their road. How did we get to this level that for a community that have been without electricity for months and years must go and block their road before they have electricity? And you know the danger in that. Depriving other road users, blocking emergency services because their rights have been violated. When I hear most of these people talk, these things are moving well. Things are not moving well. President Paul Biya's speech is a contrast of the reality. In fact, the speech is not made for us. It's made for those of the bourgeoisie, not from international community to say, oh, yeah, President Paul Biya, come on, President said this is working, this is working. Even in Yaoundé, there are neighborhoods without electricity. Even around the quarter around the presidency, there sometimes goes with epileptic electricity, erratic electricity. Tell me how can a company come and invest in a nation which has an erratic electricity problem? The speech that President Paul Biya made is a contrast to the reality. Electricity is a problem. Debt is a problem. Not to talk about potable drinking water. Potable drinking water is a scarce commodity. Some of the water that you people, the bourgeoisie, use now to actually flush in their toilet, they are cleaner than the water that some of us drink in Douala and some villages drink. They are cleaner. Have you been to some of those towns and cities to see whether they have water? To see it in their reality? I challenge all of you to visit those towns and cities, even in this Douala, to challenge it. It means that whatever report that President Pobe is having is different from what they are the reality, and he's being duped by the ministers. And the same ministers pretend that they sit to listen to the head of state speech, that they live the same reality that they are living. Talk about water. What water is working? Go to the taps. Walkway. We don't even have walkway in major cities in Cameroon. We don't have walkway. There's no walkway. The lives of Cameroonians are not even taken into consideration along the walkway. Our city mayors have decided not to do anything because they know that the president does not move. So they have decided not to do anything. Walkways have been blocked by businesses and homes. The bourgeoisie, if you have your money, you build your house, you extend your fence right to the road and block the walkway. Walkway are not working so well. Pedestrians, those who don't have cars, who want to use their legged bands, they will have to move on the road, and this has led to series of accidents, and people have been killed, injured permanently as a result of this. So what speech this president probably made that people are clapping, and that the president said the better things are yet to come? That you could not visit two regions or 3 regions in 2018 till the mandate came to an end. Is it now that you will visit that age has added? We have to be honest and fair to ourselves. Okay. It's true that you said a lot, yes? Let us look at the democracy. The democracy that we are talking about, the democracy. That a group of influencers will sit and be going against some values, democratic values. They are being cheered by members of their government. Cheered. Whereas others who want to question the situation, they are being threatened. They are being threatened. That's democracy. Till now, we have not seen the total publication of the total result published, or polling unit by polling unit published it. Let's say we have election has come and gone. You have won. You have been inaugurated. But for the sake of history, for the sake of posterity, can we have the total result sheet published at the official gazette, polling unit by polling unit? Let us see. Or is that not supposed to be? That is where we should begin our democracy. That's where we should begin our democracy. In fact, the presidential elections have come and gone. Let us look at reality now. Let us look at the crisis in the Northwest and Southwest region. I feel pain whenever I see anybody killed in the Northwest and Southwest region. Whether they are military or they are voices, all of them are Cameroonians. It's something that we can sit and resolve and tell ourselves the truth. That all this solution we provided, probably we did not see it this way. Let us sit and see how we can do this. I feel pain when I see young military men being killed, and the same thing. The cries of the mothers are louder. All the ministers, you say you will appoint new ministers in the days ahead. But I bet you it's a recycling. It's going to be a recycling. Mark this video. It's going to be a recycling of ministers. A minister has been in a position for 21 years as a minister. Who does that? 21 years. Minister is not an elective position. We can elect the president for 50 years in a position. Yes. That a minister will be for 21 years. Not only a minister, some ministers are 21 years. Do you know what it means to spend 21 years in a ministry? 21. And yet, we say everything is fine. Have you been to our airports? We don't have Wi-Fi. If you are going to see all of your friends in the airport in Douala during the rainy season, there's limited space for family members who want to go and see or want to go and welcome. But when you go to other airports like Nairobi, they have built a big space where if you want to come and see off somebody, you stay there. If it's raining, you are protected. If it's sunny, you are protected from the scorching sun. Our tourism sector is limping. The tourism sector should be a sector that should give us jobs, but they have been abandoned. Yet we are the Minister of Tourism and Leisure. Oh, sorry, I've been told that only you can evaluate the minister. The reality of the speech is different. across the board, whether you're a government person or not, except you're among the ministers that don't go to their villages. That is shuttle just between your Prado, your tinted glasses, your office, they clear the road for you, your Prado, you don't feel the you just pass, fiong, 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 fiong. But if you are a minister that toured this country, I'm happy. Last time, Minister Paul Atanganji took time and went to the north. He drove himself for 7 hours. He himself watched the ordeal of the road. He himself watched the ordeal. He himself confessed that the road were bad. Until an external Minister Paul Atanganji said he was going to do a special report to the head of state. Special. The same thing happened with the Delegate General of National Security when he went to Mutengene for a police graduation. He himself saw the Boyatiko Road. He himself saw it and came out and said, what is happening? Menchum division has been for 9 years without electricity. Menchum division does not have a road. It does not have electricity. In fact, it's a story with many, not an isolated case. Olembe Stadium. I bet the president look at what is happening on Olembe Stadium. That is a complex that was constructed for CAN. Look at how rapidly dilapidating it is going, and it has not been officially commissioned. The Douala Boya Road, they are using cement to patch cement, sand and cement without road, sand and cement to patch areas maintenance of the road. The Douala Road that is going to Boya itself, that from Douala, from Rond Point, from Bonaberi, Bonasama, right to Bikoko, it was supposed to be a double lane right all through, but it's not double lane right all through. In fact, you talk about the youth employment, the youth cannot have employment where the private sector have been kidnapped. The private sector has been abandoned to the mercy of the employers. And the employers also are feeling the pinch because the taxes that you are putting on them are excruciating or whatever. The taxes are high. The speech that President Biya made was not meant for Cameroonians. So whenever he says Cameroonese, I'm sure it's those abroad, the diasporans Cameroonians who have never been to Cameroon, who don't live the reality. So he's addressing them, the diasporan Cameroonian, because the ordinary day Cameroonian will tell you that speech, you were supposed to acknowledge the massive failures. The fight against corruption has taken a back seat. People embezzled money. Today we are hearing that about 15 tons of gold is missing. Gold is missing. Missing. Who stole them? Gold is missing. In fact, bye-bye. Just be there. To me, just be there. Just be there. Let's not, just be there. If you want to fix this country, you will know how to fix it. And I can assure you, I can put a bet now that President Biya will finish his mandate without visiting 4 regions. 4 regions, without visiting 4 regions. Other presidents visit regions and moved across the divisions to see how the divisions are, to hear firsthand. Our own, since 2018, he won. The only time President Biya went was for campaign, and that was in one region, the north. He came back, Bagam. Anything is what is happening. Ministers, the ministers who are there for themselves. Other presidents are doing speeches in their country live, in front of a live audience. After that, there is press conference. When last did we have a media chat with the president? When last did Cameroon have a media chat with their president? Or is it not the right for journalists to have a media chat with their president? It is even in those media chats that the president gets to have full reports of what is happening in his country. It is in those media chats that the president gets to understand what ministers are hiding. But because we don't have a media chat, we don't do anything. If you appoint me Minister of Tourism, Minister of Tourism, I can assure you how much Cameroon will get, how much Cameroon will make. I can assure you, Cameroon will make good money. Jobs, create jobs. We have a lot of touristic sector. You see what is happening in Dubai? It's tourism. It's not oil. Tourism. Tell me, does Akome have parks that are built? Recreational parks? Do we have a lot, Menchum 4, we have a lot, not even Menchum 4, we have a lot, Mount Cameroon, we have a lot. You go across the East Cameroon, you go across the eastern region, you go to the southern region, you have a lot that we can do with tourism, touristic sector of Cameroon. But our appointments are politically based. Even if they want to appoint members of opposition are those who are actually saying yes sir, yes sir, not technocrats. I bet you the new appointment that President Biya is talking about now is going to be recycling and no technocrats. Mark my word.